artist. So today we're going to be making some optical illusion art, some op art. So what you're going to need is colored pencils, a ruler, and if you don't have a ruler, you can just use like a folder or a book. Oh, and if you don't have colored pencils, you can use crayons or markers, but a colored pencil works really well. You're also going to need a black marker or black Sharpie, an eraser, and a pencil. And of course paper. White paper is what we'll need. Try not to have any lines on it. Just a normal plain piece of paper. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your pencil on your paper and you're going to do a dot anywhere you want, like in the center kind of area of your paper. So it doesn't have to be like smack dab in the middle, it can be kind of off to the side. So I'm going to just do a little dot right here. And you're going to take your ruler and you're going to draw some lines through it and all the way out to the rest of the paper. So you're going to do 5 lines, so you want to make sure you're keeping track. So you're going to line up the ruler to the dot, and then in your pencil you're just going to go all the way to the end of the paper. And I need to move my ruler down a little bit because my ruler is not long enough to reach the whole way across. So this is my 1 line. So that's 1, and then I'm going to do 2, 2, 3, and you can have them however you want them to be, like sideways or up and down. So I have 3 lines. This is number 4, and let's do number 5 right. Let's do 5 right here. So if you lose track of your lines, what you can do is keep your finger on one of them, and because we have 5 big lines, we should have 10 little lines, because you're just doubling. So keep your finger here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the reason I kept my finger here is sometimes it's hard to keep track of where you're going. So I have 10 half lines, 5 going across big lines. So that's where we should be first. So the next step you're going to do is take your black marker or black Sharpie, and you're just going to want to draw your lines over with your marker, and make sure you're doing it again with your ruler so it's really straight. Bring it all the way to the outside. And the reason I didn't do it in marker first is I wanted to make sure that I had all my lines drawn and it looked good and nice and spaced out. So you see some of these lines didn't meet the end, so you can just go back in with your ruler, line it up, and just bring them out to the ends here. You want to take your time and make sure that these lines are very straight and neat. And if you don't have a ruler, don't freehand it, just find something else that you can use, like a book or a folder, something that's like hard and straight. Alright, so once you have your lines going across, what we're going to do is put the marker away, put the ruler away for a sec, and we're going to start by adding some different curves. So it's going to kind of be like we're making smiles and frowns in a way. So I'm just going to start here, and each section I'm going to try to fit at least 3 or so, but you'll see what I mean. So you're just going to go up a little bit, and you're going to make a U or a smile, make a smile, smile, and you would have like another one maybe, but I don't think it's gonna really fit. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, like I have 3 lines in here, so that's what I wanted. So for the next one, the neighbor one, you're not gonna do the same smile, you're gonna do a frown instead. So I'm turning my paper a little, and you're gonna pick up right where that one ended and make a frown or a rainbow next. So take it here, go up, down, up, down. So you're alternating, you're changing up, like switching each one, and it helps to turn your paper so you don't lose track of if you're doing smiles or frowns. So next up here, it was a frown, so now it's a smile, or whatever makes it easiest to remember. And you want to make sure that you're curving it enough. Up here I have so much space, so I think I'm going to do another one. Alright, the next one is my frowns. And it's really important to get the smiles and frowns in the right direction. If you made it all smiles or all frowns, it wouldn't have the same optical look to it, an illusion like we want. So this one was a frown, so next is a smile. And this one's kind of like not really gonna be completely on the page, but that's fine. I just kind of imagine that it would go up and over. Almost done. So then we just do some smiles. And frowns and smiles. So you just switch each time. So this one would be a rainbow. So then it kind of has this wavy, wiggly effect. So once you're happy with all of your waves and wiggles and smiles and frowns, whatever you're calling them, you're going to go over it with black marker again, and take your time, be really careful with what you're doing. So I've made sure that everything is the same. Like the reason we did 5 lines at the beginning is so that it would kind of end up meeting up, so it's like over, under, so it repeats, so we don't have like a weird number. We want it to look like this like consistent kind of drawing. if you have any pencil lines that show, you can now, like once your marker, you're all done with it and it's kind of like dry, you can go back in and erase any little marks that maybe didn't get traced over correctly or just kind of stick out still, because we don't want any pencil lines to show up. So the next part you're going to do some color. So if you remember color theory, you can think about opposite colors. So you can do red and green, you could do blue and orange, or you could do purple and yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'll start off with some red and some green, and I'm going to just do one section first to show you. So we're going to make these look kind of like 3D and shiny. So I'm going to pick a section, just any one you want. I'm going to start right here. And you're just going to go really dark on the edges of our little triangle pizza slice sliver right here. You're going really dark on the outside. And then you're just getting lighter as it goes into the center. And you're going to make it like almost so it stays like white in the center. And it's going to look really 3D and shiny. You can kind of have it go like sideways, draw it in a little bit, so then it looks like it's really like rounded, like a protruding, like it goes up and over and down. So you can always go back in and erase it a little bit if you want it to stand out a little bit more. Like you can go back in if you have colored pencil and just kind of erase the center part. But I would try your best to kind of like have it naturally drawn in there so it's dark on the outsides and lighter as it goes in. And you can always like go back and erase, like I said. So the next one I'm going to do is its opposite color. So opposite of red is green. And you're just going to do the same kind of thing where it's really dark on the outsides of your shape, pushing hard. Lighter as you go in. So then it starts to look kind of dimensional and really shiny, like it's kind of sinking in or going up and having like a highlight. So I'm just going to continue with this, and the next one would be red, and then my next one after that, you can barely see it, but would be green. So if you want to just do 2 colors for the entire thing, you are welcome to do that, or maybe you want to do a different color here, so you can have like a maximum of 4 colors perhaps. So you could do orange and blue for your next complementary colors, and maybe you want to start with your blue here, and I'm just kind of doing the outline because I don't want to draw like or mark it in the middle because that's where it gets really bright. So I'm just gonna kind of do the outsides of it. So this one would be blue, and then this one would be orange, and then blue. So I'm kind of just like marking all the different shapes, and then I'm going back in and like highlighting and making them look really like dimensional and shiny. So I would just stick to 4 colors tops. So if you want to just do 2 and just do like the other ones, like if you were to just do 2 colors, for instance, your red would not go here, it would be green here. So you kind of alternate where it would start. So red, green, if you weren't doing the orange and blue, this would be green, red, green, and then this would be red, green. So you're alternating where it starts from the center. So this would be red, green, green. So I'll draw a little bit and color a little bit more, and you'll hopefully understand. It's a bit weird to explain, but yeah.